I'm Janet Marstein, Assistant Professor in the MA Program in Museum Professions in the Department of Art, Music, and Design at Seton Hall, and Director of the Institute of Museum Ethics. Welcome to the inaugural conference of the IME, Defining Museum Ethics. I'm thrilled to see so many museum professionals from the New York area and from as far away as Mannheim, Germany, and Fargo, North Dakota, and to have so many graduate students and faculty from our own program and from so many others in the region come together to consider what we might mean by the term museum ethics and what role museum ethics plays and could play in the life of practitioners, objects, and communities. A compelling program has brought you here today. I invited each speaker to participate in this conference because through their theories and/or their practice, they have challenged me to think of museum ethics in a new way. For example, at the Seattle Art Museum, it was the transparency and accountability and curatorial voice of Pam McCluskey's galleries that first led me to museum ethics. Beverly Robertson at the National Civil Rights Museum, under the most politically challenging of circumstances, has demonstrated a model of ethical leadership through building consensus and responding to social change. I learned from the scholarship of Gary Edson that museum ethics is not a system of determining right from wrong, but the analysis of the principles upon which decisions are based. I could go on with all of these speakers. What is evident from all of them is that we need to think about museum ethics as an opportunity for growth rather than the burden of compliance. Scanning through your conference registrations provides some telling insights into museum ethics. As a group, you represent just about every kind of museum, from natural history to art, with specialists from almost every area of the institution, including curators, directors, conservators, educators, audience research specialists, collections managers, and development directors. What does this indicate? Clearly, museum ethics is a topic that concerns and excites all of us. There were several motivating factors behind my founding of the IME in 2007. I saw a pressing need that was not being met elsewhere in the field. I perceived an urgency among members of the museum community to find appropriate resources to make informed ethical decisions. I was moved by the possibility for change that museum ethics brings. Our graduate students and museum professions at Seton Hall were interested in studying museum ethics. Founding the IME complemented my own research agenda, and it built upon a tradition of ethics education that is valued at Seton Hall as a Catholic university. Our mission is to foreground museum ethics as one of the most pivotal issues to museum professionals in the 21st century, to create a physical and virtual community of emerging and practicing museum professionals and museum studies faculty who use our resources to make informed decisions about ethical issues, and to promote accountability, transparency, and social responsibility. Now I have a few questions for you, and this is where you respond to these little devices that you have. And so it's 4 questions, and so you'll respond either with 1 or 2 as a yes or no, okay? So here is the first question, and the answer will come up automatically, very quickly onto the screen, and will graph it for us, okay? So here's the first question. Does museum ethics rely on 1, a fixed set of principles, or 2, is it always changing? May take a minute. Okay. Here's our next question. Are worrisome business practices and issues of social understanding both equally valid areas of museum ethics? few more voters on this one. Okay. No, we see very many like minds here. Third question. Does museum ethics prioritize objects or relationships among people? Okay. And the last question. Does being an ethical museum professional mean also being an activist? Oh. We'll be doing this again at the end of the conference, so we'll see what you have to say later. This conference could not have come together without the help of many people and organizations. First and foremost, I'd like to acknowledge the Institute of Museum and Library Services, which awarded the IME a 3-year, 21st Century Museum Professional Training Grant and supports this conference. The Office of the Dean, College of Arts and Sciences at Seton Hall, provided additional support. I thank Bob DiMartino, Director of Grants and Research at Seton Hall, who mentored me through the grant writing process. I'm grateful to Petra Chu, Director of the MA Program in Museum Professions, and my other colleagues in the program, Susan Leshnoff, Jürgen Heinrichs, and Charlotte Nichols, who believe in this project. They're all great friends. The encouragement and suggestions of Joe Marbach, Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences, and his team of associate and assistant deans helped steer me in the right direction. The input from the IME Advisory Committee has been beyond measure, thanks to Judith Stark, Stephen Miller, Elaine Walker, Martin Finkelstein, Miriam Lyons-Frollo, Stephanie Hagee, and Mike Supius, the last of whom also built our web portal and has done all of our technology. I appreciate the help of adjunct faculty and incoming adjunct faculty, Nicholas Holmes, Antonio Moser, Alexander Bauer, Katie Witzig, Meg Wasty, Steve Miller, and Lisa Mantone for leading lunch discussions today or helping behind the scenes. Finally, I'm indebted to my graduate assistant, Janine Swihart, and to the many other graduate students from Museum Professions who have helped with this conference: Laura Barwarni, Rachel Dudek, Shu Wong, Maria Silvestri, Catherine Fox, Damiano Spano, Jack Parker, Jillian Suss, Daniel Shepard, and Jake Calvert. In a few minutes, I'll introduce our keynote speaker, Richard Sandell, but first a welcome from Susan Kilduff, Associate Dean, Finance and Fiscal Planning in the College of Arts and Sciences, and Petra Chu, my director in the MA Program in Museum Professions. Dean Kilduff.
Good morning. I'm very pleased to welcome you this morning to Seton Hall University on behalf of the College of Arts and Sciences and to Dean Joseph Marbach. And I also just want to say that I am not a true fish out of water here. I am the Associate Dean for Finance and Fiscal Planning in the college, but I am also Director of the Seton Hall University Arts Council, so I'm legit. I'm especially pleased to be welcoming you to this conference, which is made possible by a significant and prestigious grant to the university from the Institute of Museum and Library Services. The award of this grant is the result of the vision and determination of one faculty member in the college, Janet Marston, and through the support of her colleagues in the Department of Art and Music and in the Museum Professions program. The goals of the Institute for Museum Ethics are absolutely consistent with the goals of this institution, as they are expressed in the university's mission statement. In that mission statement, the university tells us that it strives to focus not only on the academic development of its students, but also on their ethical development. And because ethics is a mode of thinking that is typically not part of our entering students' agenda, certainly not our undergraduate students, and very frequently not our graduate students, nurturing that development can be challenging. But the university, and most particularly the College of Arts and Sciences, are committed to affirming the importance of a sustainable ethical culture. formation of our students as ethically aware individuals and professionals who recognize the importance of behaving under the highest moral standards in any profession that they may pursue is critical to achieving this ethical culture. The Institute of Museum Ethics, through events like this one and through its future programming, has a very clear role in helping us achieve that goal. Thank you.
Welcome once more to Seton Hall. I'm Petra Chu, the director of the master's program in museum studies. And I want to do just one thing, and that is express our gratitude to Janet for applying for this incredible grant from the IMLS. The Institute of Museum Ethics is a separate institute, but of course it's very closely allied with the master's program in museum studies. And I think it's an incredible advantage for our students to be able to participate and partake in the activities of the Institute. Many of you may not know, but part of the activities of the Institute are also a number of special courses on museum ethics. The first one starting next semester, taught by Emlyn Koster and Judith Stark, whom you will see later. And our students have an opportunity to take this course and also the one that's taught the semester after. So the Institute is a real boon, an incredible kind of uplifting presence for our program. So we're very grateful to Janet as well as to the Institute of Museum and Library Services. Thank you.